They thought he was just another customer, ignored him, overlooked him. But one whisper was about to change everything.
These people barely tip anyway. Why should she keep it? Jerome pauses with his fork halfway to his mouth. The black CEO of Morning Crest Dining sits alone in booth 9, dressed in a plain hoodie, watching a blonde manager slip folded bills into her pocket. Her name tag reads, Chloe Whitman. Across the room, a young black boy wipes tables fast, his hands shaking. His tip jar sits near the counter, empty. It held $35, 10 minutes ago. Jerome checks the time on his watch, 8:42 a.m. Chloe glances around, then lifts another $10 from the counter and slides it into her jacket. No one stops her. The boy looks down at the jar, confused. I just had money here. A coworker shrugs. Maybe you counted wrong. Jerome's jaw tightens. His food sits untouched. He reaches slowly for his phone and presses record. Before the story continues, let me greet you. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. Stories like this travel across many cities and many lives. So before we begin, take a second and tell me where you are watching from. I enjoy seeing how far our community reaches. If you enjoy powerful stories about choices, relationships, and life lessons, please subscribe to the channel so you do not miss the next one. That was my tip. I just cleared table 5. The boy's voice is low but firm. He stands straighter now, eyes fixed on Chloe. Chloe doesn't look at him. She sips coffee from a customer's cup, then sets it down like nothing happened. You're new. Learn how things work. Jerome keeps his phone steady under the table, recording every word, every move. The boy swallows hard. I need that money. My mom said. Chloe cuts him off. Then work faster. A few customers glance over, then look away. No one steps in. Jerome zooms in slightly. Chloe's hand dips into the jar again. Another bill gone. The boy reaches forward, but hesitates. His hand drops. Jerome's grip tightens around his phone. His coffee sits untouched. Steam fading. Chloe leans closer to the boy, voice lower now. Say another word, and you're off the schedule. You heard her. Move. A tall man steps in. Crisp shirt. Cold eyes. He stands beside Chloe like a backup. The boy takes a step back. His shoulders drop. I just want what I earned. The man smirks. You earn what we say you earn. Jerome shifts slightly in his seat. Camera still rolling. Angle clear. Faces visible. The boy glances around. No help. No support. Just eyes that avoid him. Please, he says. Softer now. I worked 3 hours already. Chloe laughs under her breath. Then you should be tired enough to stop talking. She turns away, already dismissing him. Jerome exhales slowly. His fork rests untouched beside his plate. The boy wipes his eyes fast, then reaches for a cloth. Keeps working. Jerome's phone captures everything. Every word, every face, every second. Then Chloe says something that makes Jerome's hands stop completely. He's lucky we even let him work here. Chloe's voice is low, but clear enough. Jerome's fingers stop moving. The recording continues. The boy freezes for a second, then keeps wiping the table like he didn't hear it. His jaw tightens. He blinks fast. The tall man chuckles. Kids like him don't last long anyway. A woman at a nearby table shifts in her seat, uncomfortable. She says nothing. Jerome lifts his eyes slowly, watches Chloe, watches the man, locks every detail in his mind. The boy walks past Jerome's table. Close enough now. Jerome sees the name stitched on his shirt. Malik. Malik keeps his head down, moves fast. Chloe turns back toward the counter, counting more bills. Jerome adjusts his phone angle. Clear shot. No obstruction. Then Malik stops suddenly, right beside Jerome's table. He leans in, slightly, close, and whispers something no one else hears. Sir, I know who you are. Malik's voice is barely a breath. Close to Jerome's ear, Jerome's eyes shift, slow, controlled. He does not turn his head. Malik steps back fast, like nothing happened. Cloth in hand, wiping the same clean table again. Jerome lowers his phone slightly. Recording still on. Chloe glances over. Why are you standing there? Move. Malik nods quickly, walks off. shoulders tense. Jerome finally looks up. Direct, focused. His expression changes. Calm replaced with something sharper. Across the room, Chloe laughs again, counting money. Careless. The tall man leans against the counter, relaxed, untouched. Jerome reaches for his coffee, takes a slow sip. Cold now. He sets the cup down with quiet precision. Then he speaks, voice steady. Call your manager. Now. Chloe turns, annoyed. She has no idea who she's talking to. Your California branches are losing control. Jerome stands still, eyes on the glass wall overlooking the city. Sunrise cuts across the skyline. Clean, sharp, quiet. A tablet rests in his hand. Complaint reports scroll across the screen. Missing tips, staff turnover, customer reviews dropping fast. 3 locations flagged this week, his operations director says. Same pattern. Jerome doesn't respond. He reads one line again. Manager interference with employee earnings. His jaw tightens slightly. How long has this been going on? Months, the director admits. We didn't catch it early. Jerome sets the tablet down on the desk. Slow, controlled. Send me everything. Full access. The director hesitates. You want an internal review team? Jerome shakes his head once. No. He looks back at the city. Calm. Focused. I want to see it myself. The room goes quiet. No one asks what he means. You don't need to go in person. The operations director steps closer, lowering his voice. We can audit everything from here. Quietly. Jerome picks up another report. Customer complaint. Date stamped. Same location as before. Morning Crest Dining. I don't trust reports, Jerome says. I trust what I see. He scrolls again. A note stands out. Employee claims tips removed after shift. Jerome pauses, reads it twice. How many staff filed this? 5. None stayed long enough to follow up. Jerome sets the tablet down again. Firmer this time. That means someone made sure they didn't. Silence. The director shifts his weight. If this is real, it's bigger than one manager. Jerome nods. Once. Exactly. He reaches for a file on the desk. Employee photos, names, locations. His finger stops on one image. Chloe Whitman, assistant manager, flagged twice. Jerome closes the file slowly. Book me a seat there. Tomorrow morning. You're going in alone? The director's tone tightens. He steps closer to the desk. Jerome opens a drawer. Inside, a velvet case. He lifts it out, places it on the table, and flips it open. A luxury watch sits inside. Heavy, precise, worth more than most yearly salaries there. Yes. He removes the watch from his wrist and sets it into the case. Closes it. No security. No heads up. That's risky, the director says. Jerome buttons his cuff. Simple shirt. No logos. No shine. What's risky is letting this continue. He reaches for a plain jacket hanging on the chair. Worn. Ordinary. The director watches him change his appearance piece by piece. You won't look like yourself. Jerome glances at the mirror across the room, adjusts his collar. That's the point. He picks up a simple phone, not his usual one. No contacts saved, no trace back. Then he turns. Ready. What if they recognize you? The director's voice drops. Concern shows. Now. Jerome walks toward the window again. City below moves fast. Cars, people, noise far away. They won't, he says. He picks up a cap from the chair. Plain, pulls it low. No one looks twice at someone they think doesn't matter. The director exhales slowly. And if something goes wrong? Jerome turns back, eyes steady. Then I'll know exactly where it broke. He taps the tablet once, pulls up the restaurant layout. Tables, entry points, staff stations. His finger traces a path from the door to booth seating. Where do complaints happen most? Front floor. Morning shift. Jerome nods, locks it in. He grabs a folded note from the desk. Address. Time. Morning Crest Dining. 8:15 a.m. He slips it into his pocket. The director watches him leave the office. No escort. No announcement. Just silence behind him. And a plan ahead. Drivers outside. The assistant stands by the door, keys in hand. Jerome shakes his head. I'll take my own car. He walks past without slowing. No suit, no security, just a plain jacket and quiet steps. In the parking garage, he pauses beside a black luxury sedan, then keeps walking. Stops at an older car parked 2 rows down. Simple, forgettable. He unlocks it and gets in. Engine starts low. His phone lights up. A message from the director. Last chance to send a team. Jerome reads it. No reply. He places the phone face down. The address sits in his pocket. Morning Crest Dining, 8:15 a.m. He checks the time. 7:02 a.m. Enough to arrive early. Enough to watch before being seen. The car pulls out slowly. City traffic builds ahead. Jerome's grip tightens slightly on the wheel. By tomorrow morning, someone's truth will be exposed. Keep it simple. No attention. Jerome stands in front of a small mirror inside his car. Engine off. Silence around him. He removes his glasses, swaps them for a plain pair. No designer frame. No shine. His hair sits under a low cap, pulled forward just enough to shadow his face. He takes off his jacket, folds it, replaces it with a faded hoodie from the back seat. No watch, no ring, no trace of status. He checks his reflection again. Ordinary, forgettable, perfect. His phone switches to silent mode. Recording app ready. He steps out of the car and locks it quietly. Morning air is cool. Street still waking up. Across the road, Morning Crest Dining glows with soft lights. Customers already inside. Jerome crosses slowly. No rush, no presence. At the door, he pauses for 1 second, watches through the glass. Staff moving fast. Orders stacking. Then he steps inside. No one looks at him. Table for 1. The hostess barely looks up. Pen moving. Eyes on her sheet. Jerome nods once. No smile. She points without checking. Booth 9. Sit anywhere. No menu offered. No welcome. Jerome walks in, slow, observing everything. 2 customers enter behind him. They get greeted fast. Smiles. Energy. He reaches the booth and sits. The seat is still warm from the last guest. Table not fully wiped. A server passes him. No eye contact. No acknowledgement. Jerome folds his hands on the table. Watches. A white couple gets served within 2 minutes. Drinks placed down. Orders taken. Jerome checks the clock on the wall. 8:19 a.m. 3 minutes pass. Then 5. Then 7. Still nothing. Across the room, Chloe stands near the counter, laughing, relaxed. She looks right past him. Jerome leans back slightly, silent, counting every second. Then a plate drops in the kitchen. Heads turn, but Chloe doesn't move. Can someone take his order? A voice calls from the kitchen. Sharp, impatient. Chloe glances over, then looks away. He just got here. Jerome checks the wall clock again. 8:27 a.m. 8 minutes now. A server rushes past his table carrying 2 plates. Nearly bumps into him. No apology. Keeps moving. Jerome lifts his eyes slowly. Tracks her path. At table 4, she sets the plates down and smiles wide. Sorry for the wait. Jerome watches the difference. Clear, measured. A man at the counter snaps his fingers. Coffee refill. Chloe moves fast this time. Grabs the pot. Walks straight past Jerome again. Still nothing. Jerome taps the table once. Light. Controlled. Across the room, Malik carries a tray too heavy for him. Drinks shaking. Careful, someone mutters. Malik steadies it. Breath tight. Keeps going. Jerome's eyes follow him. Then Chloe steps in his path. Where do you think you're going with that? Chloe blocks Malik, mid-step. The tray tilts slightly. Drinks wobble. Table 6, Malik says quickly. They've been waiting. Chloe rolls her eyes. Not your section. Malik tightens his grip. They asked me. Then they can wait longer, Chloe replies. She takes 1 cup off the tray and hands it to another server walking by. Give this to table 2. Malik stands frozen for a second. Balance off. The remaining drinks shake harder. One spills over the edge. A customer turns, annoyed. Hey, watch it. I'm sorry, Malik says fast, grabbing napkins. Chloe steps back, unimpressed. Clean it up. Jerome leans forward slightly, watching every move. No correction, no support, just control. Malik kneels, wiping the floor quickly. Head down. Chloe turns away again, already laughing with someone else. Jerome's eyes narrow. Then he notices something near the counter. Did you already clear this? A customer points at a receipt on the counter. Confused, Chloe steps in fast, takes the paper. Yeah, we handled it. The customer frowns. But I just paid cash. Chloe smiles briefly. You're good. Don't worry about it. The customer hesitates, then walks away. Jerome leans slightly to the side. Clear view, now. Behind the counter sits a small black box. Tip collection, half open. Chloe's hand moves near it. Quick, smooth. She slides 2 folded bills into her sleeve without looking. No one reacts. Jerome's phone rests low in his lap, recording everything. Timestamp visible. 8:30 y 4 de la mañana. He zooms in just enough. Angle steady. Across the room, Malik returns to wiping tables. Slower now. Jerome watches Chloe again. Focus locked. Pattern clear. This isn't random. Then Chloe says something to the tall man beside her. Jerome listens closely. This isn't what I ordered. A customer pushes the plate back. Eggs runny. Toast burnt on one side. The server shrugs. Kitchen's backed up. No, this is wrong. The customer insists. I asked for scrambled. Chloe steps in, without looking at the plate. That's how it comes. The customer frowns. No, it's not. Chloe crosses her arms. You want another one? You'll wait again. The customer hesitates, looks around. No support. Fine, he mutters, pulling the plate closer. Jerome watches from his booth, silent. Across the room, another table waves for help. No one responds. Orders stack near the kitchen window. Plates sit too long. A server grabs one, wipes the edge with a cloth, then serves it anyway. Jerome's eyes track every shortcut, every misstep. Malik stands near the back, watching quietly, not speaking, not moving. Then Chloe says something that shifts everything slightly. Serve table 3 first. They tip better. Chloe points without checking the order tickets. A server hesitates. But table 6 came in earlier. Chloe's tone sharpens. Do what I said. The server nods quickly and changes direction. Jerome watches the switch happen in real time. Plates move past waiting customers. Smiles reserved for a few, others ignored. At table 6, an older man raises his hand again. Excuse me? No response. At table 3, drinks arrive with extra attention. Let me know if you need anything else. Jerome's gaze shifts back to Chloe. Calm outside, calculating inside. Malik stands near the counter, holding a tray, waiting for instruction. Chloe glances at him. Why are you just standing there? I'm waiting for the order, Malik replies. Chloe scoffs. You don't get orders. You clean. Malik lowers his eyes, steps back. Jerome leans forward slightly. Something deeper is off here. I've been waiting 20 minutes. A woman at table 6 stands now, frustration clear. Chloe doesn't turn. We're busy. The woman points at table 3. They came after me. Chloe shrugs. They ordered faster. That's not true, the woman says. No one took my order. Silence hangs for a second. Jerome watches closely. Every reaction, every pause. A server nearby looks down, avoiding eye contact. The woman exhales sharply. Can I just get coffee? Chloe nods toward Malik. You. Go. Malik moves quickly, grabs the pot. Hands steady now. He pours carefully. No spill, no mistake. The woman softens slightly. Thank you. Malik nods. Quiet, respectful. Chloe steps in again. That's enough. Back to cleaning. Malik pauses, then obeys. Jerome's eyes narrow slightly. Skill ignored. Effort dismissed. This isn't poor service. It's controlled. Take this back. It's cold. Another plate slides across the counter. A man shakes his head, annoyed. The server looks at Chloe, waiting. Chloe doesn't check the food. Microwave it. The server hesitates. He'll notice. Chloe's voice drops. Do it anyway. Jerome's eyes fix on the plate. He watches the server carry it back. No remake, no care. In the kitchen window, the plate disappears for a few seconds, then returns. Steam rising now. The same plate. The server delivers it. Fresh. The man takes a bite, pauses. Something feels off. Across the room, Malik watches again. Quiet, observing everything. Jerome notices him, the way he sees more than he says. Chloe leans toward the tall man, voice low. Keep it moving. We're not wasting food today. Jerome's fingers tap once on the table. Cut corners. Take tips. Control who gets what. This runs deeper than one person. Don't log that order. Chloe's voice is low, but firm. She slides a receipt halfway off the counter. The tall man nods. Cash? Yeah. Keep it off the system. Jerome's eyes lock on the receipt. Table 8. Paid already. The tall man folds it once and slips it under the register. No record. No trace. At table 8, a couple stands up to leave. Thanks, they say. Unaware. Chloe smiles. Have a great day. Jerome shifts slightly, phone steady in his lap, recording every move. Timestamp visible. 8:46 a.m. Malik walks past the counter and pauses for a second. He sees the receipt, says nothing, keeps moving. Jerome watches him go. Quiet, careful. Chloe counts a few bills and splits them between her and the tall man. Quick, practiced. Jerome exhales slowly. This isn't random anymore. It's organized, and someone higher up allowed it to happen. You're not from around here, are you? The voice comes soft, careful. Jerome looks up slightly. A young woman stands beside his table, holding a tray. Calm face, focused eyes. Her name tag reads, Elena. She sets down a glass of water. No smile, just watching him. Jerome nods once, just passing through. Elena studies him for a second longer than normal. Not rude, not obvious, just enough. Across the room, Chloe calls out, Elena, move faster. Elena doesn't respond right away. Her eyes stay on Jerome. Jerome lowers his gaze, playing his role. Elena steps back slowly, but her attention doesn't leave him. She walks away, then pauses near the counter. Her hand tightens slightly around the tray. Something about him doesn't match. The way he watches, the way he stays calm. Elena glances back again, this time longer. Then she whispers under her breath, No, it can't be him. Focus, Elena. We're not here to stare at customers. Chloe's voice cuts in sharp. Elena snaps back to motion, picks up 2 plates, moves toward table 3, but her eyes drift again, brief, controlled, back to Jerome. Jerome lifts his cup slowly, keeps his face neutral. Elena sets the plates down. Here you go. The customers thank her. She nods, but her attention isn't fully there. She turns and walks back toward the counter, slower now, thinking. Jerome notices, not fear, not curiosity, recognition. Elena reaches the counter and grips the edge lightly. Her eyes drop to the floor, then lift again. Toward Jerome, she studies his posture, his hands, the way he observes everything without speaking. Her breath tightens slightly. Chloe steps beside her. You good? Elena nods quickly. Yeah, but her voice is off. She turns away, grabs a cloth, starts wiping a clean surface again, and whispers, softer this time, I've seen him before. Seen who before? The tall man leans in, curious. Elena shakes her head quickly. No one, just thinking out loud. She turns away, but her hands slow down, cloth moving across the table in uneven strokes. Jerome watches from his booth. Still, quiet. Elena glances up again, this time at his hands. No watch, no ring, but the way he holds still, controlled, intentional. Her breath catches slightly. A memory flashes. A meeting room. A screen. A company video playing during orientation. A man speaking calmly, leading, observing. Jerome. Elena blinks, looks back at him, compares. Hoodie, cap, different, but the eyes, the same. She steps back slightly, heart picking up. Chloe calls out again. Elena, stop drifting. Elena nods, but her focus is gone. She grips the edge of the table. If she's right, everything in this room just changed, and no one else knows yet. Say it, Elena. What's on your mind? Chloe steps closer, eyes sharp now, watching. Elena forces a small shake of her head. Nothing. Just tired. Chloe studies her for a second, then turns away, then move faster. Elena nods, but her hands don't move right away. She looks toward Jerome again, longer this time.
But someone noticed. She had seen him before, and now she had a choice to make.
No doubt left in her eyes. Jerome keeps his head slightly down, but he feels it. That look, different from the rest. Elena takes a slow step toward his table, stops halfway, her fingers tighten around the cloth. Say nothing. Keep working, or speak and change everything. Her breathing slows, controlled. She turns away again, walks back to the counter, grabs a tray, puts it down, picks it up again. Her mind races. Chloe laughs loudly behind her, counting more cash. Elena closes her eyes for a second, then opens them, decision forming. She turns back toward Jerome and starts walking. Sir, can I clear this? Elena stands beside Jerome's table, voice steady now, tray held close. Jerome nods once. Go ahead. She reaches for his untouched plate, but her hand pauses for a second, just enough. Jerome notices, doesn't react. Elena leans slightly closer, not obvious, not rushed. Her voice drops, almost silent. I know who you are. Jerome's fingers stop moving. His eyes lift slowly to meet hers. No surprise, just focus. Elena steps back quickly, like nothing happened. Plate in hand, across the room, Chloe watches for a second, then looks away, unaware. Elena walks toward the kitchen. Calm, outside. Tension, inside. Jerome picks up his cup again, takes a slow sip. Cold. His eyes shift toward Elena's direction. She knows, and she chose to speak. Now the risk isn't hidden anymore, and someone else is about to notice. Who spilled that drink? Chloe's voice cuts across the room, loud, sharp. Malik stands near the counter, cloth in hand. He hesitates. It slipped when you... Chloe steps forward fast. Don't blame me for your mistakes. The room quiets slightly. A few customers glance over. I said I'm sorry. Malik replies, voice low. Sorry doesn't fix costs, Chloe snaps. You think this place runs on apologies? Jerome's hand tightens slightly on the edge of the table, watching. Malik lowers his head. I'll clean it. You'll do more than that, Chloe says. You'll stay late and fix your mess. Malik nods slowly. No argument left. The tall man leans against the counter, amused. A server nearby looks away, avoiding it. Jerome's eyes move across the room. No one steps in, not one voice, just silence, and pressure building under it, added to his pay deduction. Chloe speaks without lowering her voice. Clear, intentional. Malik looks up fast. My pay? You break it, you pay for it, she replies. It was an accident, Malik says. Chloe steps closer. So is losing your hours. The words land heavy. Jerome's fingers press harder into the table edge. Controlled, watching. Elena stands near the counter. She hears everything. Her grip tightens around a tray. That's not fair, she says quietly. Chloe turns sharply. You want to join him? Elena hesitates, then shakes her head, steps back. Malik exhales slowly, shoulders dropping again. I'll cover it, he says. Chloe nods once. Good. She turns away like it's nothing. The tall man chuckles under his breath. Jerome's eyes shift between them. Pattern confirmed. Control through pressure. Fear keeps everyone quiet. Then Chloe raises her voice again. Next mistake. You're gone. Why is table 6 still waiting? A customer stands again. Louder now. Frustration clear. Chloe turns with a forced smile. We're handling it. No, you're not, the man says. We've been here 30 minutes. Jerome checks the clock. 8:59 a.m. He logs the time in his mind. Chloe gestures toward Malik. He's slowing everything down. Malik looks up, confused. I haven't even... Excuses, Chloe cuts in. The room shifts. Attention moves toward Malik now. The man at table 6 shakes his head. Just cancel our order. Chloe shrugs. Suit yourself. They leave. Chairs scrape. Jerome watches the loss. Money walking out the door. Elena steps forward slightly. I can take over that section. Chloe shoots her a look. Stay in your place. Elena stops. Backs off. Jerome's jaw tightens. Blame moves fast here, and it always lands on the same person. Why are you still standing there? Chloe points at Malik again, voice louder now. I'm waiting for the next task, Malik replies, calm but strained. Chloe steps closer. Your task is to stop slowing us down. I'm doing what I'm told, Malik says. Then do it better, she snaps. A few customers turn fully now, watching. No one speaks. Elena grips the counter edge, eyes fixed on Malik. Jerome leans forward slightly. His hand tightens on the table. Malik nods once. Okay. He bends down to pick up a dropped napkin near the aisle. As he stands, Chloe steps in again. Too close. You're costing this place money. Malik's voice drops. I'm trying. Chloe laughs, lightly. Try somewhere else. The words hang in the air. Malik freezes for a second. Jerome's grip tightens further. This is no longer just control. It's targeted, and it's about to go too far. That's enough. The words come low, controlled, but they cut through the room. Chloe turns, eyes narrowing. Excuse me? Jerome sits still for a second longer. Then he pushes his chair back slowly. No rush, no hesitation. Every movement measured. Malik looks up, confused. Elena freezes near the counter. Jerome stands to his full height, calm, focused. You heard me, he says. Chloe steps closer, arms crossed. This doesn't concern you. Jerome meets her gaze directly. No fear, no reaction. It does now. The tall man straightens up beside her. Sit back down. Jerome doesn't move. His phone rests in his hand, still recording. Chloe laughs lightly. You think you can tell me how to run this place? Jerome's expression hardens slightly. No, he says. A pause. Then, one step forward. I'm about to show you who does. Sit down before you embarrass yourself. The tall man steps closer, blocking Jerome's path. Jerome doesn't move. His eyes stay locked on Chloe. Calm, steady. Last warning, the man adds. Jerome glances around the room. Customers watching now. Staff frozen. Malik standing still. Elena holding her breath near the counter. This is the moment. Stay quiet and keep recording. Or step in and end it. Jerome's grip tightens around his phone. Chloe smirks. You're making a scene for nothing. Jerome exhales slowly. Controlled. He looks at Malik. Then at Elena. Then back at Chloe. Enough seen. Enough recorded. Jerome lowers his phone slightly. Decision made. He takes one slow step forward. The room goes quieter. The tall man reaches out to stop him. Jerome doesn't react. His voice comes steady. You've said enough. Back away from him. Elena's voice breaks through. Not loud. Firm enough. Chloe turns fast. You're still talking? Elena steps forward this time. Hands steady, but her eyes tense. He didn't do anything wrong, she says. Chloe laughs. You want to defend him now? Elena doesn't look away. I'm saying what's true. The tall man shakes his head. Both of you need to step back. Jerome watches Elena. The risk she just took. Malik looks between them. Shocked. Unsure. Chloe steps closer to Elena. You're pushing your luck. Elena's voice lowers. No. You are. Silence hits the room again. Heavier this time. Jerome's eyes narrow slightly. She chose to stand. Chloe folds her arms. You want to keep your job? Elena doesn't answer right away. Her gaze shifts briefly to Jerome, then back to Chloe, and she nods once. I'm not lying for you. Both of you are done after today. Chloe's voice is cold now. Final. Malik stiffens. Elena's jaw tightens, but she doesn't step back. You can't fire us for telling the truth, Elena says. Chloe shrugs. Watch me. The tall man steps closer, backing her up. You heard her. Jerome watches the shift. Control tightening. Pressure rising. Malik looks at Elena, then at Jerome. Confusion mixed with fear. I need this job. Malik says quietly. Chloe nods. Then learn your place. Elena exhales slowly. This isn't right. Chloe leans in. Right doesn't pay your bills. Jerome's fingers curl slightly. Decision already made. He lifts his phone higher. Screen visible now. Recording still active. Chloe notices. Her eyes narrow. What are you doing? Jerome meets her gaze. Calm, making sure this doesn't disappear. The tall man steps forward again. Give me that phone. Jerome doesn't move. Not even slightly. Delete it. Now, the tall man's voice turns sharp. He reaches out. Jerome steps back just enough. Out of reach. No. Chloe's smile fades. You don't want trouble. Jerome tilts his head slightly. You already have it. A few customers stand now, watching closely. Phones out. Recording too. The room shifts again. Pressure spreading. Elena takes a small step back. Not out of fear. To give space, Malik stays still, eyes wide. Chloe looks around, then lowers her voice. You're making this worse. Jerome raises his phone higher. Clear view of her face. You've been doing that all morning. Silence. The tall man clenches his jaw. Last chance. Jerome's expression doesn't change. There isn't one. Chloe glances at the counter, at the hidden receipts, at the tip box. For the first time, uncertainty shows. Jerome sees it and steps forward again. Stop right there. Chloe raises her hand, voice tighter now. Jerome doesn't stop. One more step forward. Calm, controlled. You've taken tips, altered records, and blamed staff, he says. The words land heavy, clear. The tall man scoffs. You don't know anything. Jerome lifts his phone slightly. Screen facing them. Clips visible. Timestamps. Faces. Chloe's eyes flicker for a second. That's not proof, she says. Jerome nods once. It's enough to start. Malik looks between them, breathing uneven now. Elena stands still, watching everything unfold. Jerome lowers his phone just a little. Here's where you decide, he says. Chloe crosses her arms again, forcing control back. Decide what? Jerome's voice stays steady. Whether you fix this quietly. A pause. Or let me finish exposing it. The room holds its breath, and Chloe has to choose. Sir, I know who you are. The moment plays again. Same table, same position, different weight now. Jerome stands still. Elena's whisper echoes in his mind. Clear, certain. Chloe watches him closely this time. Not relaxed anymore. Suspicion growing. What did she say to you? Chloe asks. Jerome doesn't answer. His eyes stay on Elena. Elena steps forward slowly. No hesitation left. Malik looks at her, confused. What's going on? Elena takes a breath. Controlled. You deserve to know, she says quietly. Chloe cuts in. Know what? Elena ignores her. Eyes locked on Jerome. The room tightens again. Every movement slower. Every sound sharper. Jerome gives a slight nod. Permission. Elena turns to the others. Staff. Customers. Everyone watching now. Her voice rises just enough. He's not just a customer. A pause. All eyes shift to Jerome, and the room starts to change. What do you mean he's not a customer? Chloe's voice rises. Sharp. Defensive. Elena doesn't look at her. She keeps her eyes on Jerome. He owns this place. The words land hard. Silence drops across the room. Malik's eyes widen. What? A customer near the window leans forward. Did she just say, owner? Chloe laughs once. Forced. That's not funny. Jerome reaches up slowly and removes his cap. Then the glasses. His face clears. No disguise now. Recognition hits in waves. The tall man steps back slightly. Processing. Chloe's smile fades. No, that's not. Jerome meets her eyes directly. It is. Malik takes a step back. Shock written across his face. Elena stands still. No doubt now. Chloe looks around, searching for control, but the room already shifted, and everyone sees him differently now. You're lying. Chloe's voice shakes for the first time. Jerome doesn't react. He steps forward slightly. Presence clear now. I gave you a chance, he says. The tall man looks between them. This some kind of joke? Jerome turns the phone screen outward again. Clips playing. Chloe's voice. The money. The threats. Timestamps visible. Faces clear. A customer speaks up. That's her. Another raises their phone. I recorded too. The room shifts again. Pressure turning. Chloe backs up a step. This isn't how things work. Jerome's voice stays calm. It is now. Malik looks at Elena, then back at Jerome, still processing. You're the owner? Jerome nods once. Malik exhales slowly. Relief and disbelief mix together. Elena stands firm. No hesitation left. Chloe's hands tighten at her sides. Everything she controlled just slipped. And there's nowhere left to hide. Everyone, back to work. Chloe tries to regain control. Voice louder now. No one moves. The room stays still. Eyes fixed on Jerome. A server whispers, "Is this real?" Another nods slowly. "I've seen him online." Chloe steps forward again. "You're all making this bigger than it is." Jerome raises his hand slightly. Silence follows. "Stay where you are," he says. Calm. Firm. The authority in his voice lands instantly. Malik stops moving completely. Tray still in his hands. Elena stands beside him now. Steady. The tall man shifts his weight. No confidence left. Chloe looks around. No support. No control. Jerome takes one more step forward. "You took money from your staff." Chloe shakes her head. "That's not proven." Jerome lifts his phone again. "It is." The room tightens once more. Then a customer speaks up from the back. She's done this before. "She took mine last week." The voice comes from the back. A woman steps forward, holding her phone. "I didn't say anything then," she adds, "but I recorded it." More phones lift. More voices follow. "She rushed my order, then changed the receipt. She told me to tip in cash. I saw her take from that jar." The room fills with proof. One after another. Chloe looks around, breathing uneven now. "This is getting out of hand," she says. Jerome's voice stays calm. "No, it's getting clear." Malik steps forward slightly, confidence building. Elena stands beside him, firm. Jerome lowers his phone just enough. "Tell me this. Should she have exposed him? Drop your answer in the comments." Chloe takes another step back. The tall man stays silent now. Jerome's gaze sharpens. "This ends now," he says, "and the consequences begin." Everyone stays where they are. Jerome's voice is calm, but it carries across the room. No one argues. No one moves. Chloe stands frozen now. The confidence she held earlier is gone. "You said this isn't how things work," Jerome continues. "Let me show you how it does." He reaches into his pocket and pulls out his main phone, different from the one recording. He dials once. No hesitation. "Security team. Morning Crest Dining." Now. He ends the call before anyone can respond. The tall man shifts uncomfortably. "You're taking this too far." Jerome looks at him briefly. "You helped run it this far." Silence again. Malik watches closely. No fear now. Just focus. Elena stands beside him, shoulders steady. Chloe folds her arms, trying to rebuild control. "You can't just walk in and—" Jerome cuts in. "I didn't walk in." A pause. "I own it. You're both suspended." Effective now. Jerome's voice is steady. Final. Chloe laughs once. Forced. "You can't just suspend me on the spot." Jerome steps closer. "I already did." The tall man shakes his head. "We'll call corporate." Jerome holds his gaze. "You're looking at corporate." Silence drops again. He lets it sit. Malik watches Chloe. The same woman who controlled everything minutes ago now has no control left. Elena exhales slowly. Relief showing for the first time. Chloe's voice lowers. "This isn't fair." Jerome tilts his head slightly. "Fair ended when you took what wasn't yours." The tall man looks toward the exit, calculating. Jerome notices. "Stay." One word. "Enough." The man stops. Chloe's hands tighten. "You don't have proof for everything." Jerome lifts his phone again. Calm. "I have enough." And he means it. Check the register logs. Jerome turns slightly, addressing the room now. "Compare them to what you actually handled today." A server steps forward slowly. Nervous. We don't control that. Jerome nods. You do now. He gestures toward the counter. Open it. The server hesitates, then moves, hands shaking slightly. Chloe watches closely. No words now. The register drawer opens. Receipts inside. Some missing, some folded aside. Jerome points. Those. The server pulls out a stack. These weren't entered. Murmurs spread across the room. Malik steps closer, looking at the receipts, recognizing table numbers. That's table 8, he says. They paid. Elena nods. And table 5. The tall man stays silent. No defense left. Jerome looks back at Chloe. You want more proof? Chloe doesn't answer, because she knows it's already over. Look at him now. A customer near the window gestures toward Malik. He was the one you blamed. The room shifts again. Eyes move to Malik. Malik stands still, but different now. Not small, not unsure. Jerome follows the gaze, then looks at Chloe. You took from him, Jerome says. Chloe shakes her head slightly. I managed the floor. You managed fear, Jerome replies. Silence settles again. Elena steps closer to Malik, not behind him. Beside him, you told him to pay for mistakes he didn't make, she adds. Chloe looks away. No response. Jerome nods once. Decision clear. His pay is restored. Every dollar. Malik blinks. All of it. Jerome meets his eyes. And more. The tension breaks slightly. Relief moving through the room. Chloe exhales slowly. For the first time, she has nothing to say, and nothing left to control. This place changes today. Jerome's voice is calm, but it reaches everyone. No more hidden deductions, no more cash manipulation. Every shift logged, every tip tracked. He looks across the room. Staff listening now, really listening. If you work here, you get what you earn. No exceptions. Malik nods slowly, shoulders finally lifting. Elena stands steady beside him. A server near the counter speaks up. What happens to us? Jerome answers without delay. You stay if you want to. Under new management, Chloe looks down, silent. The tall man steps back further. No role left. Jerome turns slightly, taking in the room one more time. Tell me this. Have you ever seen power used the right way? Drop your answer below. He looks back at Malik. Then, Elena, this isn't the end, he says. A pause. It's the reset. Open the doors. The next morning feels different. Quiet, clean, controlled. Jerome stands near the entrance, watching staff prepare. No rush, no tension in the air. New policies sit printed near the register. Clear, visible, signed. Every tip logged, every order tracked. No hidden steps. Elena moves between tables. Calm, focused. Malik wipes down the counter, this time without pressure, without fear. A new manager stands nearby, observing, not controlling. Jerome checks the floor once. Small details, clean edges, proper flow, everything recorded. He asks. Yes, the new manager replies, fully transparent. Jerome nods once. The doors open. Customers walk in. This time, they get greeted. Immediately, Malik steps forward. Good morning. A customer smiles back. Jerome watches quietly. No interference. Just change. Real change. And for the first time, the room feels balanced. You handled that well yesterday. Jerome stands near the window as Elena approaches. Morning light fills the space. Calm. Elena nods slightly. I almost didn't say anything. Jerome turns to her. But you did. Elena exhales slowly. I was scared. That means it mattered, Jerome replies. She looks around the restaurant. Staff moving with ease now. No tension, no pressure. It feels different, she says. It is, Jerome answers. A pause settles between them. Quiet. Elena glances at Malik. He laughs softly with a customer. Relaxed. He needed that, she says. Jerome nods once. So did everyone else. Elena looks back at Jerome. What happens now? Jerome holds her gaze for a second. We build it right. Elena smiles slightly. Not big, just enough. Respect sits between them now. No fear, no doubt, just clarity. Sir, thank you. Malik stands in front of Jerome, hands steady this time. No hesitation in his voice. Jerome looks at him. You earned it. Malik shakes his head. No. I almost stayed quiet. Jerome studies him for a second. But you didn't. Malik exhales slowly. I didn't know what would happen. You still spoke, Jerome replies. Malik nods. Confidence building. I can help more now, he says. I want to learn everything here. Jerome's expression softens slightly. Then you will. A new schedule rests on the counter nearby. Malik's name is higher now. More hours. Better role. Malik notices it. Eyes widen slightly. Is that real? Jerome nods once. You're moving forward. Malik looks back at him. Gratitude clear. Across the room, Elena watches. Proud. Quietly, Jerome glances around one more time. This is what change looks like. Take a moment. Jerome stands alone near the back of the restaurant. The rush has passed. Tables cleared. Chairs aligned. Sunlight moves across the floor. Quiet fills the space. He looks around slowly. Same place. Different energy. No tension in the air. No raised voices. No fear behind movement. He walks toward the counter. Runs his fingers lightly across the surface. Clean. Orderly. The tip box sits in place. Sealed. Logged. Transparent. Jerome exhales slowly. Yesterday, this room held silence for the wrong reasons. Today, it holds peace. He glances toward the window, watches people pass outside. A reflection stares back at him. Not the man in disguise, the one in control. He adjusts his sleeve slightly, not out of habit, out of clarity. Then he turns back toward the floor, because leading it right now matters more than watching it later. Would you have spoken up in her place? Jerome's voice fades into the quiet room as the day settles. Elena looks up from the counter. Malik pauses mid-step. The question hangs there. Simple, direct. Malik answers first. I don't know if I would have. Elena nods slowly. I almost didn't. Jerome looks between them. That's what makes it matter. A soft silence follows. Not heavy, honest. Jerome steps toward the door. Stops for a second. Does truth always deserve to be revealed? He asks. Elena thinks, then nods once. Malik looks down, then back up. Even when it's hard, Jerome gives a small nod. If this story made you think, like the video, subscribe for more stories like this, and share this with someone who believes in standing up for what is right. Jerome opens the door. Light pours in, and the story leaves a mark.